Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, Bean here, and today I'm finally coming at you with my 2023 reading goals. Now, my goals are going to sound a little bit different from like last year or the year before or anything like that because things are a little different in my life right now. I am in grad school, so I am basically working 2 full-time jobs right now. I am working full-time and I am going to school full-time technically right now as well. So, because of that, some of my goals are a little bit different. So, without any further ado, let's just hop into it. My first goal is still number of books. I would still like to read around 100 books this year, whether they be audiobooks, ebooks, physical books, whatever they are. I do still want to read 100 books. And in order to achieve that, I've kind of set up a little bit of a goal for myself, which is while I'm in school, each week I'm in school, my goal is to read 1 book a week. But I have the summer off. I'm not taking summer classes this year, and I have the holidays off as well as a spring break too. So during those weeks, my goal is to read 3 to 4 books in a week, which isn't unheard of. It isn't something that I couldn't do. And I also want to try and read shorter books, so reading more of the manga that I have, reading short stories, reading novellas, because I do have some. So that is goal number 1, is still to read 100 books this year. I'm starting off pretty strong. I think I'm at 6 books so far, and it's almost the end of the month. Oh wait. Oh well. So, goal number 2 I touched on in the first one is I would like to read more of my physical TBR. I did kind of start going through all of the books that I own, and I started putting them into a Goodreads shelf on Goodreads, but then I went through and got rid of a whole bunch, so I'm gonna have to start from scratch again. Or at least go through and figure out which ones I still have. But the whole thing is I've read like half the books on my physical bookshelves, mostly because a lot of the times once I read a book, I move on to something else, and I don't always read them again. And I like to collect books. I like to collect different editions, and I like that kind of thing. So a lot of these books I have read, but less than half of them, unfortunately. So I would like to try and change that this year. And going along with that, my goal is to not purchase nearly as many books. I had said at one point I wasn't going to buy any books, but that's just not going to happen. It already has failed. I've already bought books, so that's not going to happen. So we're not going to pretend it will. But my goal, I don't want to buy nearly as many books as I have in past years. I would like to concentrate on reading the books that I already have. I will still buy books. Yes, that's still a thing. We are saving up for some big purchases, such as a house, and we're trying to move, so we try not to spend as much money right now. Plus, I have a backlist. I have a very, very long backlist, and kind of going with that is I work at a library. I have access to a lot of books. I have access to every book in my library, plus every book in any library that is connected to my library, which is over 20 libraries right there that I have access to their content. So I don't really need to buy books unless I read something and decide I need this in my collection. I think that's the only time I'm really gonna try and buy things, unless it's something that's highly anticipated. I will say right now, ApollyCon, when we go to ApollyCon this year, is a slight exception because I have no self-control when it comes to conventions. Alright, the next goal that I have, also kind of going along with my backlist, is actually NetGalley. So for those of you who don't know, NetGalley is an online, it's a website online where you can get ARCs. You can sign up to review books, and I have been reviewing books on there for over 8 years. My percentage of reviews is at like 51%, so that's really, really, really low. They suggest that you keep it over 80%. My goal, because of the sheer number of books I have out, is to get it up to 70%. I would like to read the equivalent of 50 books that I have backlisted on NetGalley, and I'm not proud of that at all. I have some really amazing books on there that I just never read, and so I would really like to get back in and catch up on some of those. I have some that aren't out yet. I have some that were released over 3 years ago, so it's really kind of sad. And I would like to clean that up a bit. That is a goal. I do have a review blog that I am going to revive this year, and I will be using. I know it's the end of January and I have posted like once on there, but I do plan, now that I kind of have my school schedule set, I do plan on jumping in and trying to get that going as well. The next goal that I have is a bit like, it's a bit tenuous. I would like to try to get into BookTok and back into Bookstagram, because I miss taking pictures of books. I miss appreciating the aesthetic of books, and I miss recommending books to people in a format that people still watch. It feels like BookTube has kind of gone down a bit. People really aren't watching it nearly as much, but I have a little bit of time, kind of. And I do spend some time on TikTok when I need like a 5-10 minute break. I will scroll through my feed there. So why not make some videos, see what happens? I don't know, you never know what's actually gonna happen. So I'm gonna give it a try, see what happens. It may not go anywhere, but I have a couple friends that I talk to on TikTok, and then a couple friends that I talk to on Instagram as well. So hopefully I can get back into it and both do the BookTube, the BookTok, BookTube, maybe Bookstagram, but it's also going to be more like grad school stuff on my Instagram account. So if you're interested, you can follow me there. My handle is it's just semantics, so I'll put it right down here, but yes. And the last major goal I have, I don't have a lot this year. The last major goal I have is to not make reading a chore. I'm already reading at least 3 textbooks per semester right now that are a bit of a chore, that are taking a lot of effort, because academic reading is so dense. It takes a long time for me to read it personally. I know some people are different, but each chapter, it takes me almost an hour to read 2 chapters in most of my textbooks right now. They're just very dense. And so my goal is to not pressure myself into reading if I don't feel like it. Instead, I'd really like to ensure that I continue to love reading. I have talked to many coworkers and many people who have the degree that I'm getting. I am getting my Master's of Information and Library Science, so I can work as a full librarian or archivist. And I've had a lot of people tell me that because of the major, they stopped loving to read, and reading became such a chore for them that they no longer enjoyed it, and I'd really like that to not happen. My goal, in fact, is to continue to love reading and to continue to love what I'm doing. I'm getting into the library profession. I don't want to stop loving to read because school made it that way. But my goal is to not let this ruin reading for me. So that's probably my biggest goal of the year, because this year will test me. This is the first time I will be in school full-time while working full-time. And I know I keep saying that, but for me it's a big deal. I worked part-time when I was an undergrad. I didn't work full-time, and I didn't read much in undergrad, so I'd like to keep my hobbies where they are. But yeah, I think that's what I got. It's a nice short little video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you had a little cup of coffee with me. I had a kitty cat glaring at me for a while because she really wants to be fed even though it's not lunchtime yet. But yeah, I think that's what I got for you guys here today. If you have any suggestions, please leave them down below. I think I am going to do a video later on this year of how grad school has affected my reading and what it's like reading while getting a major in library science, which actually doesn't concentrate nearly so much on books as like an English major would. So keep that in mind. It's more managerial and reference than anything else. And organization right now. So yeah. So that's what I got for you guys here today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, if you enjoyed, please give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button down below. We post videos on Wednesdays and Fridays, and we're thinking about starting to vlog on Sundays. Maybe, we'll see. Let us know what you think about that down in the comments down below. And until next time, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep reading. Bye! Cheers.